tonight. 100,000 Scots are injecting anabolic steroids, and it could be many more. That's the view of a leading expert on the drug who says we're facing a health time bomb. The comments come after STV News obtained exclusive footage showing steroid needles inside a Glasgow gym. Alan Jenkins has been speaking to one user.
This is a bin designed for used razors and insulin needles. But in this Glasgow gym, a shocking sight. Syringes used to inject anabolic steroids. In a bid to get bigger, some are taking it to an extreme by using drugs which mimic the effects of testosterone and boost muscle growth.
More easily to get steroids in the gym than to get a loaf of bread at Asda.
Danny has been taking anabolic steroids on and off for 10 years. That's not his real name, but he doesn't want to be identified in case family members find out.
And what difference did you notice in yourself?
Straight away, it was your arms are getting bigger, your chest getting bigger, more fuller, clothes are getting tighter, you're a lot more spring in your step, out of bed early. Constantly gym, becomes an obsession.
What were the side effects?
Straight away, I didn't really see any side effects straight away, but the longer you're on it, that's when the side effects start to kick in, like acne, hair in your back, arguing, a wee bit of roid rage.
Anabolic steroids are a Class C drug, which means they can only be prescribed. It's legal to possess them for personal use, but most people buy them online, and technically it's illegal to have them delivered to you by post. Doctors say regularly taking anabolic steroids can lead to medical conditions such as high blood pressure and even heart attacks. But these possible health problems don't seem to be putting people off. One expert we've spoken to estimates that 100,000 Scots are taking anabolic steroids, and it's claimed the figure could be considerably higher.
I think there is a time bomb, definitely. I think the NHS to a certain extent have underestimated the problem themselves. They don't realise the prevalence and the amount of people using steroids at the moment. It should be treated as other diseases or problems like major drug use. It should be treated as the overeating problem, for example. Education is the way forward, and I think as well we need an education program looking at the correct way to take steroids.
The scale of the problem is highlighted in Glasgow at this performance and image enhancing drugs clinic, which offers a needle exchange and blood testing. In the last 3 years there's been a 30% increase in users. 3,500 people visited the clinic in 2015.
We don't really know the long-term effects, particularly of high-dose long-term steroid use. It's not to say that it won't cause damage, and the likelihood is it will cause damage, but I think a lot of the time we're focusing on long-term risks that we don't have evidence on. We should be focusing on the short-term harms and consequences.
And what would you say to someone who's considering taking steroids then?
I think it's such a... where you can get them, you don't know what you're taking, and I think if you just put in the hard work, you try and do it naturally, because it's just too big a risk.
The Instagram, the Photoshop, Instagram picture, the wee guy sees on the bus, and he's looking at it and, I want to be like that, I want to be like that. Why does he want to be like that? Because it's society's moved. Definitely some scaremongering, but there is also, like any drug, there's use and abuse. If you abuse that drug, you're going to end up abused.
But will educating people of the dangers make a difference, or will the problem, like the muscles boosted by steroids, only get bigger?
Well, joining us now from Aberdeen is Paul Donald from the Men and Boys Eating and Exercise Disorders Service. Thanks for joining us. Why are men taking anabolic steroids, do you think?
There's many contributing factors as to why men and boys are taking these things. Some of the things that we saw as a charity are relationship breakdowns. Men feel sometimes they have to look a certain way for their partner, their girlfriend or whatever, and men are feeling they have to succumb to those pressures of looking a specific way that's been thumbprinted upon them from day one as a child.
And why that image? Why the muscular image? Why maybe not the toned image of the athlete, the footballer?
Because if you look at all references as a boy growing up, I mean, for example, the anthropomorphised Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are not males, as you know. They have six-packs on their shells, they have the biceps quite big and astute. I mean, as a young boy growing up, you're told that's what a man should look like. You only have to go into one of the biggest retailers in the UK at the minute to find in your children's department superhero costumes that are with big padded muscles on them, on both the biceps and on the actual body itself. but you would not see that on a little girl's princess costume itself. So we're sexualising and objectifying a male body image at such a young rate that these boys and men are grown up to believe that that's what a man should look like.
And how easy then is it to get anabolic steroids? We heard the guy in the report saying it's as easy as getting bread at the supermarket.
Sorry, could you just repeat that question?
Sorry, yes, I see your earpiece came out, so sorry about that. How easy is it to get the drugs? Because we had one guy in the report saying it's as easy as getting bread at a supermarket.
Absolutely. We know of guys and boys that can access them at their gyms and the changing rooms. You know, you don't know what you're putting in your body. You don't know what you're putting inside your body. As Danny highlighted in that story there, half of it's dangerous. It's shocking it's going on today, and a lot of people don't know that these things are going on behind closed doors. You can access them not only in the gyms, but you can get them at schools. You can get them at universities and colleges, and particularly we know of a few university and college societies, sports unions, who are actually promoting the use of them. So it's quite a worrying trend that's happening right now.
So what's the answer, do you think?
The answer is education. The stigma must be ended on all of this stuff in regards to eating, exercise and body image disorders. In schools, we should be doing a lot more with the Curriculum for Excellence and the health and wellbeing strand to try and tackle self-esteem in our boys in this country. If we don't do that, then boys are going to grow up with a dysmorphic view of what a man should look like, and that in 2016, in my opinion, is not what should be happening.
And are people not just going to gyms and using weights and all the rest of it? Why do they move from the weights, which will service them as well, why do they move on to, very briefly, onto the drugs?
Because the drugs will enhance it much quicker. They want that quick fix. In the 21st century, everyone wants that quick fix, whether it be through the use of surgery or through the use of drugs itself, anabolic steroids being one of them. So the main reason that we've seen people use them is because they want that quick fix. They want to look like their ideal heroes much quicker.
Paul Donald, thanks for joining us on Scotland Tonight.